U.S. plans to issue license for firms pumping Venezuela oil. I want to spend 5 minutes into this story, and we'll move on. Tom, I'll come to you. U.S. government is preparing to issue a general license allowing companies to pump oil in Venezuela, part of the Trump administration plan to ease sanctions and rebuild the nation's moribund energy industry. The new license could be issued by the Treasury Department as soon as this week. President team is working around the clock to ensure oil companies are able to make investments in Venezuela oil infrastructure. Stay tuned. Taylor Rogers said from the White House, the move is a key step to attract companies with U.S. ties to step in and revitalize output in Venezuela, which holds amongst the world's largest reserves following a U.S. military operation in Caracas that took place. Tom, your thoughts?
So just like there's all different kinds of eggs. You go to the store and there's eggs. There's brown eggs, small eggs, big eggs, duck eggs. You go to the back of Whole Foods or a grocery store, you can get all different eggs. Why am I saying that? Is to kind of, for people who don't know, there are all different kinds of crude oil that comes out of the ground. It's all not the same. Venezuela, a thing called heavy crude comes out of the ground. It's one type of crude. And guess what? In Houston, Texas, there are tremendous number and great facilities and capabilities to refine heavy crude into all the things that comes out of oil. Certain plastic products, aviation fuel, diesel fuel, heating fuel, all those things that come out. And what the president has done is following the extraction of Nicolas Maduro, where he's sitting in New York waiting trial, we are now licensing companies to pull the oil out of Venezuela. So there are oil workers in Venezuela with jobs. Venezuela is now exporting oil. Now there's part of it that you heard him say there's a certain 50 million barrels or whatever the number was that's going to come back to the U.S. because we feel we're owed that. But now he's literally, this is doing two things: repaying a debt, restarting an economy in Venezuela because Chavez destroyed it, and bringing more oil to the U.S. to be used so that the companies that have the license to extract it now can turn it to other products. And by the way, this is one of the many reasons why that all fall under the president's energy policy, including drill, baby, drill, and, shut up those windmills. They're a waste of money and they don't pay off. All of that, Pat, is why gas is so cheap right now in America, and we hope that trickles down to the price of heating oil in the Northeast. States like California, you got almost $2 a tax from the Sacramento on your gas, so can't help that, and you can't blame the president for that. But this is restarting Venezuela, and the trickle-down effects that are happening are good.
Snyder.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things here. One, maybe the most important thing is this expresses confidence that the, as you called it, the extraction of Maduro was actually successful, and that the new regime in Venezuela is playing ball, which means that through a very small action, relatively speaking, they were able to create massive amount of change, which is not just an example for Venezuela, it's an example for a whole bunch of places else around the world. This has always been the thing here. This is a chessboard. This is one chess piece. And what they're showing is that they can execute at a high level and do so successfully to the point that there is a win-win created. As you're saying, Tom, maybe it's a win-win-win-win. It's a win for U.S. consumers. It's a win for American consumers. It's obviously a win for Venezuela because Venezuela has been turned into a crap hole over the many years. It's a win for U.S. foreign policy because, again, it shows an example of if you play ball with the U.S., if you don't play, it's the carrot and the stick, and we've demonstrated both. And then the fourth thing is that it moves on to other places, like Cuba. Cuba is now suddenly the next target. And I don't think that's an accident. I think this is, again, there's a strategy that's at work there that the Trump administration is carrying out. And they said, look, Panama Canal, Venezuela, we knock those two out, then we get to Cuba. Next thing you know, these dominoes, it's almost like the reverse domino theory from the 1950s and 60s with communism. We keep knocking over these dominoes and showing that not only can we do it, we're not like the Bush administration. We're going to get involved in Iraq for 20 years and go nowhere. We're going to take a very light touch. We're going to do as best as we can. And by the way, along the way, everybody's going to win for all the process. So this is enormous. And the fact that they're giving out licenses to oil companies to execute suggests that they're very confident that they've achieved some of their short-run goals that allow them to do this.
But you know what I wonder? I wonder if Chevron is going to want to participate in this. Because remember when they said, we don't see an avenue of profitability right now, whatever the line that he used.
3 times we've suffered because the government
Lost
kind
money.
of tricked
That's
us and seized us.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think this is a good idea. And he's like, why are you interrupting my press conference?
What I wonder
I think
is,
they messed up with Trump, and Trump is going to say, "No, you said the bad things, so you're out of this."
can you imagine if he does that? But I wonder if with that comment, you're still going to come out. So if we, for Rob, take a look if Chevron does participate, to come back and play that clip, and the fact that Chevron said they're not going to do anything. Gang, once a year we host an event called the Sales Leadership Summit. If you're a sales leader running a business and you want to find out how is the most effective way to move your revenue, watch this clip about the event that's coming up with Sales Leadership Summit. Go ahead, Rob.
Say you're a CEO, you're a boss, you're an executive, you're a leader. Which of these 4 feelings do you want your employees or your sales team to feel the most? Do you want them to like you? Do you want them to trust you? Do you want them to respect you, or do you want them to fear you? And if I was to ask you to order them and say, I think I want them to like me first, then I want them to trust me, then I want them to respect me, I don't want them to fear me, right? This whole thing that we're talking about. Developing salespeople in a big sales team, which can exponentially increase the valuation of your company, your income, your lifestyle. This is a big problem to solve. You have to get these 4 things in order while you're developing people. Once a year, I host a conference called the Sales Leadership Summit, which is purely about developing salespeople. And we go through this 200-page manual together. This year, we're doing it at the Trump Doral from March 25th to the 27th. And that dynamic of like, trust, respect, and fear is one of the ones that creates a lot of debate. If you want to find out how you can attend this event, click on a link below, get registered. One of our consultants will get a hold of you.
All right. Having said that, click on a link below. This is you have to qualify to attend. You need to do a minimum of $1 million and have 5 people on your sales team to attend this conference. But the link is below. Click on it. Talk to our consultants. They will tell you all about it. Cannot wait to see many of you there this year at Trump Doral.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.